Hi, welcome to I Love Internet Marketing with Anna Johnson. Today we're going to talk about the number one factor that affects how much money you make online. Now, this is something that no one talks about, not even the internet marketing gurus. You're probably wondering why they don't talk about this. Well, it's probably because of one of three reasons. First of all, they're too busy teaching their particular internet marketing strategies, tactics, or systems, or they're selling them. Secondly, it doesn't really help their businesses if they talk about this key success factor with you. And thirdly, many of them probably don't even know what it is. They'd probably be much more successful than they are if they did know what this concept was. And let me tell you that this really is the most important concept that you can get into your mind and into your business. If you fully understand and apply this concept, you will make more money and build the greatest possible wealth that you can. I'm not joking. On the other hand, if you don't know or understand this concept, or even worse, if you ignore it, I guarantee that you'll be leaving money on the table. This concept can make the difference between making $100 a week or making, $10,000 a week or $100,000 a week or $1 million a week, depending on what your goals are. So what is this concept that I'm talking about? Well, let me explain it by answering some of the questions that I often get from people. Here are just some of these questions. Recently I was asked, Anna, you're a lawyer, so why don't you create an info product for marketers about internet marketing law? And I also sometimes get the question, since you're a lawyer, why don't you create an internet marketing product for lawyers? Other questions that I get are, why don't you add a back end to some of your niche products? Or why don't you update some of your websites to increase conversions? Why don't you drive more traffic to some of your websites? And so on. And all these questions make sense. And I can safely say that if the team here did things like these, we would make more money. So why don't we do any of them? Well, at least not right now. Well, the simple answer is because there's a better, more profitable use of our time, money, and other resources. You see, everything has an opportunity cost. If you spend a bunch of money or time on one thing, you can't spend that same amount of time or money on something else. The opportunity cost is the cost of not doing one thing in order to do something else. And everything has an opportunity cost. And on the flip side, every type of investment of time, money, or other resources generates a return on that investment, or an ROI. So in business, your opportunity cost is the return you give up because of the choices you make. And as a result of that, the only way to maximize the money you make online in your internet business is to invest in those businesses, products, and projects that generate the highest ROI, or in other words, have the lowest opportunity cost. So for me and for my company, Kikabink, that means not doing many of the things that I've mentioned above, simply because our company will make more money by doing other things that generate a much higher ROI. And whether or not you've realized it or not, the same principles apply to you. You're either devoting your time, money, and energy to things that make you the most money, or you're leaving money on the table, simply because you're devoting your time, money, and energy to things that just won't make as much money. For example, you might identify a profitable niche in which you know that you can dominate, and you can spend time developing an info product that serves that market and makes you, say, $1,000 a week. But if you could spend the same amount of time pursuing another niche that makes you $10,000 a week, well, it's obvious which niche you should choose. Everything you do, whether it's choosing a niche, choosing a product to develop, choosing a marketing approach, there will always be an opportunity cost, and it will always be a question of what is the most profitable use of your time, money, or resources. And I stress, what is the most profitable use? As I mentioned above, it may well be that doing one thing is profitable. Choosing that niche or developing that product may be profitable, but the question is, what is the most profitable use of your time, money, or other resources? Now, you won't always know what is the most profitable choice. That comes with time and trial and error. But after a while, you should get a good idea of what it is for you. And again, I stress, what it is for you and your business won't necessarily be the same for someone else or someone in another business. It will vary from person to person and business to business based on each person or business's unique circumstances and resources, time, money, skills, people, and so on. The main thing is that you always think in terms of ROI and opportunity cost in everything you do, and you let that guide you in making business decisions. If you do this, I guarantee you'll set yourself up for making the most money possible. If you don't, you'll just end up overlooking opportunities and end up leaving money on the table. That's it for this week of I Love Internet Marketing. Hope you got something out of this week's podcast, and I will be back talking about something else that helps you start or build your online business next week.